This episode is brought to you by the shows of the You Run Podcast Network, all available at yourunpodcast.com. Whether it's true crime or film reviews, even TV series deep dives, the You Run Podcast Network has you covered. So go and check out yourunpodcast.com today. We have threatened you with a recap episode for a very, very, very long time. Well, strap in, I guess.
I guess some of the recap, the updates, if you want to call it that, or there's nothing to update you guys on, and you'll hear me bitch about some stuff soon enough. But there you go. It's just update. That's all we're doing.
Hello and welcome back to the You Run Podcast True Crime. My name is Scott.
And I'm Heather.
And we are the interactive true crime podcast that is opinionated. Yeah. We're funny. We don't just read from a script. And today is the epitome of not having anything scripted.
We freestyling it. We like Tony Hawk up in this bitch or something like that. Like we're just gonna go in. Do I ever take notes though? Hardly ever do I. Normally I don't really have notes, even on our more put together episodes, you would say. Not scripted, because we don't script anything, but like notes. Today was one of those days where it's like, you know what? We've already went through these cases, so there's no sense in us going back through the cases. Some of them have nothing to say. We have nothing to say on them. So
no. Lots of them we do, though. Also, if you've got something to say, you can get involved in the show. Send us an email, yourunpodcast@gmail.com, or record us a voicemail. You can do that on X and on Instagram. Go to where you'd send us a direct message. There's a microphone icon. Push and hold it. Speak. We'll get that, and we'll play it on the air, and your voice can go out to the world. So if you want to call up and say how wonderful Heather is, and how much of a pussy I am for not liking true crime, do that. Also, give us a follow on Instagram at You Run Podcast and at Wednesday Wine and Horror. We're both awesome. We both deserve your follow, so do that as well. This episode, that sounded very cult-like. Follow us.
It is. It's like a cult if you think about it. I mean, we talk about cults, true crime related. But any of this stuff is sort of like a cult if you think about it. Every trend is like a cult.
Yeah.
People follow shit, right? If you see something on social media, people are like, oh, look at that. I'm going to start doing that. And then you might die from it because like some shit, don't do everything you see on social media. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Just hop to a spit on that thing. That's what you need to do.
We're getting over that. I've been talking. Who was I talking? I can't even remember. I think it was Dave. And he's like, I'm over it. I'm like, bruh, same. That girl, that to me, I think it was all set up.
Well, she's got millions of followers now and is now making millions of pounds. So congratulations to that girl.
Yeah, I guess. But like I've said, insane shit like that. Nobody's giving me millions of dollars.
Maybe what I need to do is like the insane shit you say that happens before we go on the air. I need to start recording early and just release that as video clips. We'll get you viral.
Probably I might be rich by then, but yeah, I mean, I get it. Like part of me feels like maybe she did it. It was sort of scripted in a way. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was literally like, she's just a little country girl. And she was like, oh, I'm just going to say this. This is funny. I don't know. It's just too much. There's just too much I've been reading about it. But anyways.
Today we are doing a recap. We're going to go back over some of the cases that you really enjoyed, some of the cases that I didn't enjoy. And we're going to give you some updates because there's been some things going on in quite a few of the cases. Like some of them, nothing's happened, and we're just not even going to mention them. If nothing happened,
yeah.
Long and short of it, if we don't, yeah, if we don't mention it in this episode, there is nothing new to tell you.
Yeah, and even
And
in some of the ones, like you said, even in some of the cases that we do, there's not, given the how old the cases are and things like that, like there won't really be much of any kind of update, I would say. It'll just be more like, oh, they found this and then that's it.
yeah, and I think a perfect place to start is one of the cases that is really new and fresh,
Mhm.
and a lot has happened since we done this case, and that's this
Can't
case.
bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life, and y'all can't take that from me.
Ugh, why does she her affect in her voice? It's like, y'all can't take that from me. And I literally can do her voice. It's whatever. I can't. Look, let me just go ahead and tell our listeners, because I know a lot of people watch us on Rumble. I'm sorry that I look like fucking, this may be in bad taste, but Gypsy Rose's mother right now, because like I look super dead. I said what I said, but like y'all, I look like, I know I look terrible. I don't feel well, just under the weather. I think I'm gonna make it. I just feel awful today. And so I'm trying my best. Scott knows I'm trying my best to be as peppy. It's hard. I'm drinking ginger ale, which tastes like it's not that great, but it helps my stomach. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm drinking an orange drink.
Is that like is that like Fanta? Like a
Yeah,
Fanta? But it's
yeah,
like the UK version of Fanta? It
yeah.
probably tastes way better than ours, because I noticed you drinking it and it doesn't look as fluorescent orange as the
N-
American version.
It is just the lighting's bad in here. It's exactly
Is
the
it?
same. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought maybe you guys are a little more natural, but that's fine.
No, ours has still got all the same colours and preservatives. It's yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm going to let you lead the charge with
Okay.
Gypsy Rose. What has
Gypsy
happened
Rose.
since? What have we
You
missed?
guys. Okay. So literally, we can just start wherever we want to with Gypsy Rose, because in our case, whenever we were discussing her, it's like all this stuff happened. She did the crimes, et cetera, et cetera. Well, then we know that she met Ryan while she was in prison, right?
Yep.
Why did I forget his last name? Ryan, Family
Peter
Guy.
Griffin.
Anyway, yes, Peter Griffin. So she met him, and then upon her release, they got married. And so we're like, oh, okay. You see it in social media. It's this whole big deal. Like, obviously, we knew it wasn't going to last. And I honestly feel like it was just a ploy, like for her to be like, I need someone on the outside to get me to socially normalize myself on the outside. Because you have to think about it. Her upbringing was horrendous. So I'm not
Yep.
blaming her for that. I mean, seriously, she is not socially mature. But again, think about her life. You have to have some sympathy, empathy for that. But she gets out of jail, she marries this guy, and it's like 3 months later, she's with Ken Urker. Ken Urker was a previous love affair that she had like back in 2018 or 19, and
Yeah.
they didn't work out. They were supposed to get engaged, blah, blah, blah. It's y'all, it's crazy drama shit, right? Because it kind of makes you wonder what guy wants to marry or be with a woman that's in prison. But it's the same thing. Like some women get like that with men who are bad and want to be with them in prison. Um, so anyways, she like gets out, they're already divorced. She is with Ken, and she is fucking pregnant
Yeah.
pregnant I didn't even put the N in it, because this girl is like, I remember seeing the article and I'm like, that was fast.
Yeah.
And
They've
also
only
the difference of the dudes, and I'm not talking shit about anybody. I don't want to talk about anybody's looks. That's not nice, and that's not what we do on here, and that like that. Now, making fun of someone for something that they can't change is a little different than making fun of someone, in a different light. But honestly, like they are night and day. Because like Ryan is just this kind of slumpy, whatever dude, right?
yeah.
And then she's with Ken, and Ken looks it's a weird vibe that I get with them. When I saw their article and I saw their like a pregnancy announcement, I was like, this is
Yeah.
weird. It's groomy, but they're the same age.
Yeah, the thing is, I get the distinct feeling that Ken is like riding the Gypsy Rose wave to get his own
Possibly.
presence, and his like. I don't understand anyone who would desire to be with a prisoner, because I don't think like that. And she is a free woman now; she's not a prisoner, but
Yeah.
she still instructed someone to murder her mother, and like that
Yeah.
within you, that never goes. That is always going to be there. That if she's pushed into a corner again,
Would
would
she
she?
commit another thing, right? So you're saying, let's say that Ken does something, right? Some
Yeah,
I don't know. I would hope that that doesn't happen to her because again, like I mentioned, she is eating up all the 15 minutes of fame that she can. I guess I sort of get it in a weird way, but she needs psychological help because I mean, look at the life that she led. I mean, her mom did some horrendous things to her. Um, it doesn't justify killing her mother. I
no,
understand she killed her mother. What other way was she going to get out, right? And I understand that there was some manipulation with the other guy that she got to kill her mother. I
yeah,
understand. But I don't know that I don't think that she would reoffend, Scott, honestly. I feel like that was out of desperation. Doesn't make it right,
yeah.
okay?
I think
It's
you
not like
might
a
be right.
mercy killing type situation. It's not like, oh, it was like your brain is different when you're abused. When you are verbally, mentally, physically abused and things like that, your brain just does not work the same way as a normal quote unquote person. So I don't think she'll reoffend. Um, again, the thing with Ken, it just seems very odd. And I've read
It,
that,
it,
a lot of people are basically talking about like, oh, she might do the same thing to her baby, but I don't think that she would. I don't. What do you think? I mean, I just don't think that
uh,
she would.
I don't think she would. I think she is going to be an ongoing saga of divorce, remarry, as
Possibly.
she tries to get the thing that whatever it is that she wants. She obviously didn't find in Ryan. I don't know whether she's going to
Well,
find it in Ken. I
she did with Ryan, if you think about it, because she got out of prison and it gave her the confidence boost to
yeah,
basically she reconnected with Ken. Which I
yeah,
don't know that they ever lost connection to begin with, to be honest with you, because she got pregnant pretty quick. Now I know they were only married for 3 months, and then it's been, we're in July now. But what I'm saying is that there was they split up so fast, so it was like immediately she's back with Ken, and it's like they were
it,
probably talking in between,
yeah. I think they
obviously.
were as well.
Yeah.
Apart from that, that's kind of it on Gypsy Rose.
She did do an interview with Kim Kardashian, which I would suggest you guys go try to find because
She did.
I was laughing watching it because this is Kim Kardashian is literally looking at her like almost like, oh girl. Like, cause Kim Kardashian is fake as all get out, right? And so you could tell that she was looking at her, but it's almost like she's like, mm-hmm. Like she don't give a fuck. Like Gypsy Rose is like trying to like explain her story, and Kim K is over here like, should I get another BBL? I don't know. Like
See,
you can just tell it's so vapid. It does not seem genuine at
now,
all.
this is going to sounds really horrible. It's got nothing to do with looks. This is purely personality. Kim
Uh-huh.
Kardashian is the real life version of Miss Piggy.
No, 100%. No. I mean, this is the thing. There is a beauty standard like for women. We're not going to get into that, but obviously everybody has what they like, okay? You like what you like and
Yeah, I
you do
don't mean
you.
looks wise, like personality wise. She is this
She
super
has
fake into the world and then asshole when no one's looking. Hiya!
Yeah, I mean, she's so vapid and full of herself that I think it's gotten to the point to where, I mean, you can't take her serious. Now, we don't know her outside of what we see in media, but you just kind of get an inclination that okay, girl. She is so
Yeah.
self-absorbed. And anyways, I do want to also say that I think Gypsy Rose might be like the new, and her partner might be like the new Bennifer, like J Lo and Ben Affleck, because they getting a divorce already. That everybody knew that shit. Bye. I would not want to be married to Jennifer Lopez. I'd rather
I
marry
don't,
Gypsy Rose.
I don't know. I think there are some benefits to marrying Jennifer Lopez. There are some down points too, but there are some high points in
Yeah,
that.
but look, this is the thing. I have never read anything positive about her, Scott. Like everything that you read, when you read any articles, they say she is fucking rude, entitled, and so what? That she has a big butt. Okay,
Yeah,
like
you
nobody
can't
cares.
look. You can't say that about her because she has told us all categorically she's still Jenny from the block.
No,
She
she's
used to.
not. That has become a bit. Girl, don't get me started. I don't feel good. You're gonna make me start throwing up in this microphone. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. People have debunked, like people are coming out and being like, bitch, you are not from the fucking Bronx. Get the fuck out of here. Because it's just there's this entitlement. I've seen so many pictures where you can see Ben Affleck is like opening the door and he literally looks like he wants a pistol in his mouth.
Yeah, he does.
Where are the benefits? Like, you know what? Beauty fades. And you have to understand that, guys. She might be a 10, but the inside is what counts. And if so, she's a 0.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Let's go back in time. Let's go back 136 years to the
Mm-mm.
cases that Heather loved, like back in the days of when they had no way of recording anything. I also give you Jack the Ripper to look at. Did
I
you
know you
dig
did.
up?
Nope.
Dig?
I didn't do anything. I didn't really. I was like, Scott going to be mad at me? Well, he can't come get me or attack me. He's too far away.
Do you
Literally,
know?
this was me. I looked at the notes and I was like this because
Do
I
you know?
knew it was going to come up.
Yeah, and I knew when I gave it to you, as soon as I sent it to you, I was like, I know she's not going to. So I done it. Scotland Yard earlier this year have released the full case file for Jack the Ripper, the one that they
Mm,
have fought legal. Like we spoke about it on the episode. They
yes.
battled the High Court numerous times to keep this under wraps. This
Hmm.
has now been released 136 years after the
It
event.
don't. It don't matter though now.
It doesn't matter, but this is what really matters. I'm going to say to our audience, and I'm going to put a poll on this episode. Do
Okay.
you want us to get a copy of that case file and go back to Jack the Ripper?
No, I will literally Jack the Ripper all of you guys. Look, this is the thing. That case is so old that yeah, some stuff might happen, like you said, the case file stuff, but it's like it's nothing of really of any interest because what is it going to do to us now? Anybody that would have been a victim is long gone. Even their no,
Grandchildren are gone.
probably yeah. Even maybe like the great 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 or something might, but like who's to say how they procreated? So we don't know, but. Nobody fucking cares about Jack the Ripper. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like 10 out of 10, nobody fucking cares. That's why, like, I'm just like, okay.
Well, we're going to put a poll out, and if you want Heather to truly suffer and be grumpy and
They
angry
don't.
for a full episode, I will withstand that for you. Please vote yes, because I think it would be highly entertaining to make Heather go
I'm just
back
gonna stay
to.
here the whole time like this. No, I mean, whatever. Y'all go ahead and vote. If y'all do me dirty, I got y'all. Karma's a bitch. Don't forget that.
One of the other cases you got was the Zodiac Killer. Anything going on there?
No, not anything that I feel like I didn't see anything. No, I swear I like Googled it and I'm like, did I miss something? Because I feel like you purposely gave me shit that where it was like,
I didn't find anything either. So
yeah,
I
that's what I'm
looked as
saying.
well.
See, I know I'm not tripping. Don't be trying to scare me like that. Like I legit was like, there's nothing really coming up. Now, stuff came up as far as like people still want a conspiracy theorist on it and stuff like that. And I wasn't going to put any of that crap down because I was like, this isn't new information. He's probably dead too. Like
Yeah, and the thing is, like, when I divvied the cases up for you to go and look at some and me to go and look at some, I didn't
Yeah.
do any pre-research to that. I just went there. You
No.
take those ones. I'll take these
Yeah,
ones.
I don't.
And some of the cases I had, I was like, "Oh, is that something? No. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
like
really
I
not
done lots
because
of that.
most of our stuff is most of our stuff got solved. I mean, there has been some unsolved stuff, obviously, like Jack the Ripper, but nobody cares. And Zodiac, I mean, because that one was like even more, I think, absurd than Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
But a lot of the other stuff that we probably won't even go through. I mean, obviously, the people were guilty, executed, put to death, and that's over. There's really nothing that comes out of the woodwork unless like a distant family or something comes up with something. But most of the time, that doesn't really happen.
no, it's been like a lot of the cases that there's nothing because they're all old, but there is some
Yeah.
that are old that there is information on. John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown, convicted of 33 murders of young boys. Um, his death row lawyer has been doing some investigation of her own,
Hmm.
and she
Oh.
believes that there is additional victims. In
Mm.
fact, she's so confident of this based on interviews and time she spent with Gacy and all of the information she's got. She's actually launching
Mhm.
an investigation and she's going back and looking at all of the properties that John Wayne Gacy worked on when he had his construction company.
Okay.
Because her argument is that when he was working on an empty house, he would use that as a place to lure and potentially
To
kill
put them.
someone. And there could be these in other houses. Do you
That
think
makes
that's
sense.
yeah?
I think that's possible. When you think about a serial killer on the caliber of John Wayne Gacy, you have to almost always go ahead and assume that there probably are more victims than the ones that we know about in the forefront. They started somewhere, Scott. Okay, they started somewhere with some. They probably could have killed one or two, three, four people, and it wasn't that it could have been like a missing person, and it's just like you just never find them, right? Because you don't know what happened, and they don't think at that time nothing gets tied to the serial killer, and then of course upon investigating, start digging. That makes a lot of sense to me. So in theory, I think there could be some truth to that, and it would very well be that there could be more victims. I wouldn't say like tons, but I would say there could be a few more victims.
Yeah, see, the thing that made me doubt it a little bit is all of
Mhm.
Gacy's victims were all in his home and in the
Yeah.
building next to his home. And
Hmm.
I always read that case and always read Gacy as very much like they were his trophies. He wanted them nearby. He
Yeah.
enjoyed the fact of knowing they were there. I don't know, maybe his MO changed, like maybe he killed other people and then developed this need to have them near him. But I don't know. I kind of feel that if he'd killed anyone, he would have them somewhere nearby.
I
He's
mean, yeah,
like a
I understand what, yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying on that too. So it could kind of go either way, but I think it's more of like, don't be surprised if it does come out legitimately that there were a few more people. Because again, it's like, even though he did want the bodies with him, like he kept them, like they were walking over them basically.
yeah,
And, but you think like in his earlier years, could he have committed a crime and it didn't escalate to how it did in his home? So therefore, it's almost like what's that the movie The Black Phone,
yeah,
where he killed the kids in one house, but across the street, that's where the kids were buried, right? So it
yeah,
was like a weird, the cops were like, "Oh, he's not here," and it's like, no, dumbasses is across the street because that's where he actually would keep their bodies. And I think we don't know for sure, and I don't know if I would dig into that case. I feel like there has to be a really good reason to sort of dig, unless someone came to the attorney and was like, "Hey, I had a cousin that disappeared in 19 whenever 70 something, I think is when all this happened." And it would have to make sense for her to have a legitimate reason to actually go in and dig. I don't know. Some
yeah.
people
And
bored.
she's but the thing is, she's a high flying lawyer. She is. She was John Wayne Gacy's death row lawyer. She's not short of work. And
No.
for her to dedicate time to go and do that, there must be something to it. There must be something that's eating away at her that she thinks she knows.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
There could be something that we just don't know yet. And maybe in a year, 5 years from now, who's to say that you'll read something that'll say 5 more victims reported to be John Wayne Gacy, you know, like something like that. And yeah, so I think you just have to look at it either way, guys. Is, you know, that's the update on that. Is there is a possibility there are more, but we don't know for certain because this lady is literally just investigated, and so she doesn't know either.
Yeah, and John Wayne Gacy's still one of those cases that sticks with me.
It's great. It's disgusting. The stuff he did was.
Yeah, it's there's a few that we've done that have really kind of stuck with me. The Toolbox Killers led to this episode.
That was the worst one, I think, for you. Well, I mean, I say the worst one. If you compare it, it's like the monstrosity of each one is so bad. But I think I know what you mean in the toolbox because of there's a different level of torture that was performed in these killings, and it wasn't just a hit over the head and you're gone.
Yeah,
it was hours of torture that bothers you.
Which takes us into the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. There's no update on his case, but his character has now been immortalized in film again, as they've used him as a subplot within the new Ty West movie Maxine. And
of course, I haven't seen it yet, or I'm not going to be able to see it till it's streaming at home. But that's okay.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give spoilers away for the movie. I just want to ask you, like, how do you feel about real life serial killers being used in films? Not a film about them, but just as a subplot. Like, there's something about it that doesn't sit right with me, and I don't know what it is.
I think that it might be. What tends to happen is that they get romanticized, and it almost feels like you're giving this person some type of a credibility, fame, or something when they're a bad person and they don't deserve this because obviously he's no longer here and he doesn't deserve any of that kind of stuff. You know, the victims, what he did to women was horrendous too. And so I think sometimes, in my opinion, that, you know, like being in Maxine, the directors and things like that, I think storylines get, I don't want to say boring, but these people sometimes just don't have anything to add. So they're like, let's throw in this serial killer because it's the 80s ? And you're like, but I get it because Maxine is gritty and dealing with what it deals with. It makes sense. But they also used him again in American Horror Story 1984.
Yeah.
That fucking most of the show was about him. And Emma Roberts' character, she was attacked by the Night Stalker. And then it comes to find out that the other girl that was, I forget her, it's fucking Princess Leia's daughter or whatever in real life. That chick. I don't know what her name is.
Natalie Portman.
No, not Natalie Portman. No. It's
I know.
She's like she's quirky. But anyways, she ends up like dating the Night Stalker guy, right? And the guy they used to play him looked just a better looking version, but I mean, he looked just like him. And so they romanticized that too, but again, because it was in the 80s. It was like, what's something that we can put in that would maybe make sense for the time? And I think that's what they do. Not talking shit about Ty West, because I love A24 films. And I think I think it's cool, but it almost seems like sometimes they lack a little creativity. Why don't we make a new serial killer for the movie? If you want something like that,
even
you
if
could just make up a guy.
Yeah, just even if you took like the same sort of crimes he done, tweak them slightly, even up them, make them even scarier, and then just call him someone else. Call him a different name.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it might still seem like some people will still bitch about it because people are going to bitch about everything. We already know this. It's the way, it's the world we live in. But at least then you could be coming up with a character from scratch versus giving fame to someone. I don't think
That
that a
doesn't
lot of people,
deserve it.
nobody cares. No, he doesn't deserve it. I mean, I get it for the storyline. I want to see Maxine, but I'm not going to watch it. Like I said, I'm not going to go to the cinema and watch it. I'm just going to wait for it to stream at home so I can watch it and not have to cuss anybody out, because I will.
I don't think it'll be long, couple of weeks, and that'll be streaming. We're going to take a quick break. Stick around, because when we come back, we've got updates on Ivan Millet, the Black Dahlia, Tupac Shakur, and the one that I know everyone's waiting for, Mr. Joe Exotic. So we will be back in a minute. When you finish checking out this episode, why not check out the Girl and the Gay podcast, a film and TV review podcast hosted by Jay and Becky. This show is highly entertaining with deep dives into all of your favourite TV shows, movies and more. Also available on the You Run Podcast Network. The Ghoulish Gallery, hosted by Tasha. This is a show like no other, talking about cryptids and monsters and Bigfoot. If it's a myth and if it's a monster, it appears on this show. With regular guests sharing their experiences with these monsters, this is a must-listen podcast. So head over to You Run Podcast today and go and check them out. So head to yourunpodcast.com. Go and check out all the other members of the You Run Podcast Network. There will be something.
Check them out.
Yeah. While you're there, check out our shop and pick up some cool merchandise. All the money that goes from that goes. That's brilliant. You put your head.
I do it every time. Wait, let's see. Hold on. There you go. Perfect. See, we're right here. Right here. Look how cool we look. I keep getting away from my microphone. It's going to make my audio sound like shit. But anyways, yes, buy a fucking shirt. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Buy a shirt.
Yeah.
They're not that expensive.
Buy a shirt with Heather's face on it. Do that.
One day they're going to be changed.
Ivan Millet. So Ivan Millet, this is the guy who they made the Wolf Creek movies about. This is
yeah.
Horrendous backpack. I think he was called the Backpack Murderer.
The Backpack Killer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't find anything on this straight away, but I was convinced there was going to be something. Like, it was too big a case in Australia for there not to be anyone looking into it. And after diving into various different Reddits and subreddits, I found something. There's a rumor going around that seems to have a bit of validity to it. The Australian authorities are looking at a potential suspect who could have been his partner. And we discussed on the episode that the crimes he committed were very difficult to complete on his own. Like, the things he'd done and the time he took and not being disturbed, we said like he'd need a lookout or something like that.
Yeah.
It looks like authorities might be looking at someone, but we don't know who.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that, but I also didn't dig through the subreddits, because I'll get on Reddit for stuff, but honestly, I mean, it's sort of like just conversationalist. It's not, I wouldn't call it a lot of credibility. Not saying that someone hasn't done their research and brings it to you to find. I get that. I don't know. He could have had a partner. Could he have done all that by himself, though? I mean, maybe. Most serial killers act alone. They don't have, a partner or anything, unless it's a duo, which, Toolbox murders, of course, they were. But most of the time, I think with that situation, maybe not. But if they find it again, it's not going to be really relevant, only because now it won't
change anything.
Yeah, it won't change anything, and he'll be much older by now.
Yeah. Do you know, this is something I was talking to someone the other day about. Like, if you are a killer, and let's take me, for example, let's say I murdered someone today in my 40s and I got away with it for 40 years and I was caught in my 80s. Like, I'm not going to care.
Probably not, but also, damn, what a bitch. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, life's a bitch if you get caught when you're in your like golden years, to be like, shit, I was so close to leaving this fucking earth, and now I got caught. No, I get that. Like you would live the rest of your so-called natural life in a jail prison, but what a bitch though to get caught right there at the end.
Right at the end.
Yeah, exactly. So
One really update on a cult. We covered the Heaven's Gate cult, and
mhm.
one of the things we talked about was the fact that their website was still up and still being funded. And like years after they'd closed down, like just blew our minds.
Yeah.
The website is gone.
Well, it's about time. Like, well, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's still people that are cuckoo bananas that are like believing in that stuff, but now they have Scientology, guys. So like you can just do it. It's a new thing. You can go hang out with Tom Cruise and eat that coconut cake. That looks really fucking good, by the way. But like, I don't know.
yeah, it's made with the tears of virgins.
Well, I might try it because it looks really good. And I love a good coconut cake. I really do. I like coconut cake. But anyways, I feel like they probably got tired of running it, right? Like, because who's going to keep it funded for that long?
Host it. We host a website for the show, and
Yeah.
it's around $300 a year by the time you buy the domain name and pay for
Yeah.
the upkeep. It's not a cheap thing to do, but they've run that website for decades, and it just seems so weird that it just disappeared. Like if
It's
you've
almost
done it
like,
for
did they just run it for like a novelty thing, right? For people to like, oh my God, Heaven's Gate, like the website's still up. Like, I don't know. Cause to me, it feels like, what's the point now?
yeah,
Your leader is, he gone.
yeah,
Everybody gone.
he went to the mothership.
He went somewhere.
Yeah, it wasn't up.
No, it wasn't up. No, it wasn't. But that's what I'm saying. Like, who's to say? Did we ever find out who actually had it running, or was it just anonymous? It was probably some
No,
people.
it was run by one of the followers who then started up their own version of
Okay,
Heaven's
that's
Gate.
right.
But
Uh,
also that organization, I couldn't find anything on that now either. So I don't know if I don't know, maybe they've ascended. Maybe they caught the mothership with the last comet that went over. Who knows?
I don't know that I just can't. I don't want to. I don't want to talk shit about people and their whatever they believe. It's whatever you believe. But you guys, look at
It's
me.
whatever.
Look at me. Look into my dark, deep black eyes today. Don't believe that shit. Y'all the fuck y'all are not gonna go see Jesus in no spaceship. And y'all need to stop. Thank you. Come on now. We know better.
Over to you, because it is time for an update on Mr.
This is a
Tupac
hot mess
Shakur.
update. It's not really a
Oh,
hot mess update. It's
it
not that.
really
It's just
is.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Because like I've seen, you sent me a little bit of you guys who sends me notes and stuff to kind of have a little bit of a format. And it's like the stuff that you sent me, it's like, yes, we know Keefe D is on house arrest, trials get pushed back, et cetera, et cetera. But then really, I know we're supposed to be talking about Tupac, but like all this P. Diddy shit is the only thing I can think about. Because it's almost like the Tupac stuff, it's in the background right now, y'all. I know we're supposed to be updating, but honestly, how do I update on something when it's literally like fucking Puff Daddy has taken the limelight? He's
Yeah.
done everything. Like it's so I don't know what you've heard or seen or read, but it's like it's not hard. You don't even have to be digging for it. You can literally just be like, "Oh, Puff Daddy again, another charge, and then this, and then so and so said Puff Daddy did this to him," and you're like,
Well,
"Why
I
is he
think
under the?"
it makes sense then. Like, give me a Puff Daddy update, because I've steered clear. Like, I saw the first allegations come out, and I kind of went, yeah,
Yeah,
that kind of all tracks for him. But I've not seen anything else. So update me and update our listeners. Tell me
I
about
mean,
P
from
Diddy
what
Pop.
I've seen, well, this is the thing. You have all these other celebrities. Who was it? I think it was Justin Bieber, right? Because he hung out with Puff Daddy. You have these
Yeah.
other, like, let's just say younger artists. Now, y'all don't come at me if I forget, because some of this I forget. But what made me be like, what the fuck? Is like They're basically saying they were being groomed. Specifically, we'll talk about Justin Bieber more because that's what I focus on. Because my daughter listened to him when she was young, and stuff like that. And I think he's had not a good childhood, being like a teeny bopper singer, and then P Diddy got his hands on him, y'all. And I'm thinking that some stuff might have happened, and there was some talk about some stuff. There was a lot of grooming talk. And so basically what it's sounding like is P. Diddy is a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
He's like doing these nasty things. And is he going to get in trouble for it? That's what I'm waiting to update on. That's what I'm actually like, are we going to see him go to jail? Like, I want to actually see, does he go, not all this allegations like, oh, he said he did this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's horrible. But like, is he going to get any repercussion? Because we already know, y'all look at me again in my dark black eyes. We know he probably killed Puff Daddy. He probably killed Biggie and Tupac. Y'all get out of here.
Yeah. And the thing is, I guarantee you, as soon as that man goes in a pair of handcuffs, there will be an episode of the You Run podcast True Crime covering Mr. Diddy.
That's what I'm saying. Right now, it's a bunch of refurbished. It's a lot of just like, he said, she said shit. And so you're kind of like, well, did this really happen? Or is somebody coming out saying this because of this? But then you're like, dude, you watched that Nickelodeon documentary? This has nothing to do with Tupac. I understand.
Oh,
but that Nickelodeon
awful.
documentary was so, it makes you think that in the music business, same difference, same type of thing. You have these young children, male and female, that come in and they get groomed and they get sexually assaulted by people who they are supposed to be there to help them. And the Nickelodeon thing was fucked up. Like, that was like, damn, man. There's no wonder why poor Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
We needed to do it. We should have done a true crime on her. Not really a true crime, but just saying, put her in here, because that poor girl, she seems to be doing okay, but like, she does not look like Amanda Bynes. And so that's what I'm saying. People that get abused like that, they say a lot of the times these victims, especially women who have been sexually abused, they tend to alter their looks because it's almost a way to be like, ooh, you're ugly, so you won't touch me. That kind of stuff. Like, ooh, get away from me. And my thing is with Puff Daddy is like, I just think that he was someone that he had too much money. He has too much money now and the power, and he should go to jail. Because I do not think he's a good person.
I agree. And one thing I did find that I thought was really good is he doesn't have as much money and power as Lady Gaga.
I love Lady Gaga. I saw that.
his high-powered law firm dropped him as a client because they also have Lady Gaga as a client.
Yeah.
And Lady Gaga went, you're not defending a paedophile. And they went, okay, Miss Gaga, I'm sorry.
Exactly. But like, how bad would that look for their law firm? And I was going to bring that up too, because I was like, oh, yeah, Scott said that too. And then I'm like, I love Lady Gaga. I don't care. People, you like who you like, but I think she's great. She actually, if you read about her, she's done a lot of really good charitable things. She's just a good person. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be represented by a firm that was like, oh, we also have pedophiles and weirdos. Like, no, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And when you're the size of Lady Gaga, I imagine her monthly legal bill is very, very high and substantial.
Yeah, I mean, she's not drama free by any means, but at the same time, she's not, you don't hear nasty stuff about her like that.
No,
she's not doing anything.
It tends to be people attacking her and having a go at her. Sure. And whenever they do, like, I saw an interview where someone said, oh, lots of people have said that you may be a man, you may have male genitalia. And she went, and they went,
it's like, if you did, was it any of your business?
Well, and she went, they went, well, do you? She went, well, it doesn't make a difference if I do or I don't. One, it's down to me whether I tell you. And two, what the fuck has what between my legs got to do with how I am as an artist? It's got nothing to do with it at all. And like the person who asked the question, you could see they just sort of went, I fucked up. really
Yeah, I've seen
badly.
that interview. I've seen that interview. I've seen little clips of it, like they'll put it in reels or whatever. And to me, it's just, I don't even know the right words to say it. It's like, why does it matter what anyone chooses to do? If you want to be this, if you're a man and you don't feel like that, and you want to be a woman, you want to be transition, it is not hurting anybody. And so I
No,
think everybody should shut the fuck up,
I
let
agree.
people do what they want to do. Now, do I think Lady Gaga is a man? I don't think so. And
No,
even if she was, I don't give a fuck.
no.
I know that she's probably not, just because, come on, guys. I think that was one of her being a fucking sarcastic person. Hello, thank you, Lady Gaga. Because sarcasm is like, obviously she's fucking with that dude, being like, okay, yeah, I probably
Yeah,
have a bigger dick than you. You know what I'm saying? Because Lady Gaga has that vibe where she does not care. She's also in American Horror Story as well, and she was fabulous in Hotel.
yeah. She was great in A Star Is Born. She's in the new Joker movie, Fleur de Lis. She plays Harley Quinn, and I'm excited to see that as well because that's a musical, the new Joker movie.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga singing. Like, I'm invested. I want to see it. I never thought we'd get a musical Joker movie, but we are. So,
Yeah, but if you think about it, that's an awesome part for her to play,
yeah,
because she has just like the way she looks. Because like I said, a lot of people don't think that she is very attractive because she has stronger features. Which, okay, I have stronger features, but it's like a lot of women do, and it's her ethnicity and stuff. That's just the way she looks, and I think she's pretty, and it's whatever. But I saw that clip and I was like, say what
yeah,
you want about Lady Gaga, but also go watch A Star Is Born. Her and Bradley Cooper. I think it's Bradley
yeah.
Cooper. It's now that movie's sad now because it's the original one or whatever. But anyways, it's good though because she can act. That's the thing.
Yeah,
She's a triple threat. So there
yeah,
you go.
yeah. She's brilliant. Nothing bad to say about Lady Gaga.
Mm-mm.
Bradley Cooper. That is the only decent movie he's done, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, the Hangover movies are kind of stupid, right? Because he's in those, and I was very shocked that he learned to sing for because he's not a singer. Um, he's all right. I mean, I don't not like him, but I know what you mean. I think in that performance, that was just a
Yeah,
different kind of vibe. But yeah, I agree.
that's a once in a lifetime for him. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
the the Black Dahlia, Elizabeth Short. This is the horrific beheading of Elizabeth Short. Um, there was no update on the Black Dahlia, but on that episode, we got asked by one of the listeners,
Fucking
Dewey Podmonster, to give an update on the Black Dahlia band, which we did. And we said they had an upcoming tour, but they hadn't announced any dates. They've now announced their dates. The band, the Black
can't
Dahlia,
wait.
are touring North America this fall. So
Can't
tickets are on
wait
sale
to
now.
not go.
So tickets are on sale now, and Black Dahlia Band, if you want to pay us for free advertising, you're more than welcome.
Sure. I'm
I,
good. I'm good.
I,
Oh,
I think
anyways,
we've reached a special point in the show.
Yep, that
we
lady
have.
that profits over $1.5 million sucking on your heartstrings about shit on the internet that ain't even true.
That ain't even true. You just wait.
Let's give an update on Mr. Joe Exotic, kind of.
Oh man.
I have been in contact with Joe's team
Uh-huh.
since the Joe Exotic episodes on
Yes.
almost an every other day basis. I've got very familiar. We have conversations about things away from Joe Exotic. That's how, like, they're a friend on Instagram now. It's like they send me reels, I send them reels. That's where we are.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Joe has got a brand new legal team. So he's keeping the lawyer that he's had. But
Hmm.
for his appeal, he's brought on a specialist criminal defense team who are going
Okay.
to run his appeal for him. And I think he's going to win his appeal, but that's another conversation. there is so much that has changed for Joe Exotic with this new legal team coming on board that we've had a discussion with Joe's team, and we're going to bring you 2 more episodes that will air in October. One where me and Heather are going to sit down with Joe's lawyers, and we're going to thrash it all out again. We're going to talk about all the stuff they've got to get Joe out of jail. We're going to dive into all the stuff that we talked about before, but with his legal team here, and get their take on things as well.
Yeah.
And then on episode 2, the prison and internet gods allowing, either me and Heather, or me or Heather is going to sit down one more time with the Tiger King, Joe Exotic, and we're going to get an update from the man himself.
This is going to be interesting since I've not been on the interviews with you that we've had. So hopefully it works out where we both can. That would be fun. I mean, I'll take it on if needed, of course, but it'll still be fun because it's going to be like insane to actually talk to him. And I just feel like they're really just wasting taxpayers' money right now. And it really makes me want to vomit in my mouth a little bit because I'm like, just let him go. Like, what? I still don't understand why this even has to be a thing.
No, I don't. And like, to give people some context, the reason we don't know who's going to be sitting down with Joe is, if you remember, the last interview I had with Joe got cancelled by the prison, and then they wouldn't verify me to speak to him. So Joe's team has had conversations with the prison. And long and short of it, they do not want me to speak to Joe Exotic, and they've not really been very specific as to why. So
I mean, it's because you're in the UK.
I think it's just because I'm a pain in the ass, and I said the prison service are terrible. Probably didn't help.
Probably, but at the same time, you should still be able to speak with him. And I don't know why I would make that. I don't know. It just sounds like so much drama, like a bunch of panty wads. Like, come on.
Yeah. So if
he's not fucking OJ. Like, what are we doing here? They act like it's OJ Simpson. I mean, sorry, he's a terrible. No, OJ's a terrible dude. But it's like, damn.
Yeah. If we can make it happen, me, Heather, and Joe will all thrash it out. If we can't, I actually said this to you in a message. We have the best-selling episode we've ever had. Heather interviews Joe. That just sells itself. I don't need to be there. I don't even need to listen to it. I'll
do my best.
I can release that, and I know it's gold.
I'll do my best. I think it would be fun. I think I would do a good job. It's not really like a point of being like, oh, I can't talk to Joe. No, it would just be awesome if we both did. But guys, we'll have it figured out. You're either going to see me and Joe, me, Scott and Joe, Scott and Joe. Sounds like I'm saying something else. But either way, it's going to be awesome. And the fact that we'll get another interview with him. So that's really what matters.
Yeah, and that's going to be our October episode. So we've given you an early teaser. You know what you're getting in October. Yeah. Next month. So as we roll into August, we're going to get a poll out. A poll's going to go out today. So if you're listening to this now, the poll's already out. It's going for a new case. And I'm going to put some bigger cases in there so we can do maybe a 2-parter in August on a bigger case.
Okay.
Don't know what it'll be yet. Any preference on where we go? Do you fancy cults? Do you fancy...
Man, cults are always a good thing. But honestly, with cults, I keep thinking if I say cults, Jim Jones is going to get thrown into the mix. That is one, like, for me, I can barely deal with that one because it's so fucking horrific. So all cult stuff is horrific. I don't know. We'll decide. I don't know yet. We can do something theme based, you guys. I don't know. Whatever it is we put out, you better vote. You better get on there and pick something. Come on. Don't fucking pick Ripper or I will fucking lose my shit.
Should we do crimes of the 1600s? That should be our next.
Oh my God. How many are there going to be? 3? Jack the Ripper, Bob the Builder, and Derek the Doer. Like, I don't even know. Like, nobody cares. If you can tell me, how about this? You can poll Jack the Ripper if you can find 10 people that are like, oh, I'm going to rip my tits off for Jack the Ripper. I can't wait. I love him. He's so good. Y'all know, good luck. Because if anybody actually thoroughly enjoys trying to listen about Jack the Ripper, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I tried to listen to a podcast on it the other day. It's Bailey Sarian. She does makeup and stuff like that. But anyway, she did Jack the Ripper. I couldn't listen to 5 minutes of it. I said, I'm about to die. Because you can tell it's so, this is the thing. If you hear one podcast on it, you did it. You did your job. Let me clap. You did it. You go, girl. You did it already. Because that's it. That's all you need. And literally, that's it.
Well, we'll put something out for everyone to go and
we'll put something out.
Yeah, there will be something. We just don't know what yet. A huge thank you to everyone who listens. A huge thank you to everyone who stuck around for this recap episode. Like, this is something we've wanted to do for a while, and it was a lot of fun not having to dive deep into a case. And I needed this after our last case. If you've not listened to the Toolbox,
refresher.
Yeah, if you've not listened to the Toolbox Killers yet, go and listen to that episode, because that is one of our best. And I want to say a huge thank you to the amount of people who've listened to that episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is up there with the top episodes we've done, which blew me away. Because I didn't think that case...
it was a great... I loved the episode. When we were recording it, I was like, this is going to be a fire-ass episode. It's just like the flow. Everything went well. It was recorded very nicely. It sounded really good. And I was very impressed. It was a lot of fun. I say a lot of fun. It wasn't fun like in that way. Nothing will be as fun as Twilight, but let's just say.
Yeah. And
how's that episode doing?
That episode is doing really well.
All right, Mark. Just letting you know.
If anyone wants to hear Heather and Lady Crisis, Mary, Heather's closest friend and a really cool account on TikTok, come and join me and Mark and talk about a very bizarre movie for a horror movie review. We've done Twilight New Moon. Yeah. That's available. YouRunPodcast.com. You'll find the link to it there. Go and check that out as well.
Yes, go check it out.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all the wonderful, nice things that you have to do. And I think that's about us. So over to you, Heather, to sign us off.
Okay, guys. I do want to apologize that I have lackluster of podcasting abilities today. I really do feel like dog shit. Actually, I feel like a bag of dicks, but you cut all the head off of them. And it's just like a bunch of pieces of dick. You know, it's like fucking, what is it? Lorena Bobbitt is in your worst nightmares. That's how I feel. But again, you guys, we appreciate you listening. I'm sorry that I look like the Crypt Keeper, but please come back. Listen to us. We'll be back next month with a new case. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay spooky, and we'll see you later. Bye.
No, you needed to end it with...